Hey guys, welcome back. It's day 54 of our journey in building a $1 million in annual revenue software company. We are still at $0 because we have not launched yet. This week, I had a major insight. This is a huge pivotal moment. Super excited to share it with you. Let's dive in. First, I want to dive into some of the marketing advancements I've been making. So I have been investigating some tools for doing social media better, and I've come to Hype Fury and Tweet Hunter as two potential products to be using. And really, after looking at these, I have been going with Tweet Hunter for now, and I think that's the right choice for me. Basically, what I love about this is it's giving me a system. It's kind of creating a logical way to approach marketing, because for me, it's kind of a murky area. I've just been sort of floating around in it. This is much more structured. It has lots of inspiration for writing tweets. And I think that's key for somebody like me who's not always sure what to be tweeting about. Plus, they've got great features like, auto retweeting and plugging something after it gets a certain amount of likes. And they also come with a Twitter University PDF, which is just kind of like a learning opportunity that I'm just started reading. So they have really nice things here, like some daily inspiration of tweets that are nice and viral that you can kind of learn from. And then also I really like the engage feature, where you can search keywords, find tweets that are being popular, so you can just very quickly respond to these people. And that makes it so much easier to engage instead of just kind of the work I was doing before. Side note, I'm really enjoying Chrome's tab groups. I don't know if you've seen this before, but being able to separate out my demo and the active work I'm working on, the marketing stuff, really nice productivity hack, I guess. So one of the big parts of this week was continuing to do the viability feedback interviews that I've been working on. So I'm basically presenting a prototype and I'm presenting the idea to people post-marketing. I'm kind of asking them to assume that they've kind of bought into the marketing, but now they're ready to try it out. Maybe they're skeptical and I want to see how the product functions for them. So I ended up having 23 interviews. I talked with CEOs, CTOs, founders, entrepreneur coaches, salespeople, engineers, customer success people, product managers, marketers, lawyers, lots of different folks. From startups, from bigger corporations, and everything in between. I feel really good about the wide net that I've cast. I took some of these people out for beers. I had most of them on Zoom, and then I had some that I did asynchronously, where I recorded a video and then got feedback back from them. Doing this over and over again really helped me refine the pitch, and I got into a nice rhythm with it. I got much more confident, more comfortable delivering the concept. And as I'm doing these pitches, the farther and farther I got into these interviews, I just found myself hearing the same types of feedback. Everything was kind of coalescing, which is really nice sign that like we're identifying the problems. Having all these conversations led to a major insight. I'm always looking for something like this when I'm developing products. So I think you start off with your idea and you're chiseling away until you get something that you're like, ooh, click. Okay, so here's the insight. Basically, as I'm doing these demos, I'm getting to the part where I'm talking about we've got Debbie that we're hiring and we're about to add all her introductions, and you pick from the people that you want to create these introductions for. And then you get through that process, and then you're about to email all the people in your company who were part of that video, and you're going to ask them to record these hellos. So I started refining this user interface to say, well, they really need to be able to, I guess the big feedback I got was like, not everybody's going to have time to do these hello, videos. Like, what if I'm really busy and we're hiring all the time and it's like inbox, record a video, inbox, record a video. So I got that feedback. I'm like, okay, well, maybe some people wouldn't like to do hello videos. So maybe there's a checkbox system to say, you don't have to notify everybody. And then it's like, well, but you're leaving this up to the people who are adding the hire to decide whether or not we should be including somebody. And that felt really weird. And then once you do send these out, you're immediately put in this place where you're waiting on videos to be recorded. And it's like, ooh, what if you're having a hard time getting participation? You're sitting here like, come on, like why can't I get these people to do these videos? And it's putting the person who's doing this in the position of having to prod and be kind of a nag to their team, which is just going to make people not want to use the product, right? And so but I sold it to myself in terms of like, well, it's really good for the person who's coming in. They get these nice, very personalized hellos, like, hello, Martin, right? Like being able to hear somebody say your name is really personal. And it's like, is that really worth it if we don't get the buy-in from people? And how do you make that how do you make this process, smooth for both the people recording it and for the people who are getting those videos? And I will say that this is the part where I can feel myself trying to convince myself, no, your idea was good. You had it right, And I think had I already built this, if this wasn't a prototype and I had already put a lot of effort and work into it, this would be the spot where the traditional entrepreneur in all of us would be like, no, I did this right. I can't change it. It's too much work to change it, and that's why you do these interviews early. That's why you do the prototypes before you build it, because I'm free to change my mind and change my thinking on this. So this led me to this major insight of saying, okay, these hello videos, I've got this like hello and an intro video, just nix all that. Just say all you have is the introduction video. That way you're only asking people to do one thing, one time, and that's a much easier sell. And right when you hire somebody now, when you pick people from the list, you already have their intro videos on file, so you don't have to do this gathering phase except in the very beginning. You already are going to have a rich set of introduction videos to choose from. So then that goes from this look to let's call it simplified intros, where it's much, much simpler. And whenever you're choosing people from that drop-down list, we now can have icons to say, hey, this person's got a video, this person doesn't. So even as you're building it, you're getting aware of like, well, okay, we may or may not get videos from these two people, but we already have videos for these folks, right? And then that makes the confirmation screen way simpler. And that led me to another insight, which is, well, why don't we just email these people their onboarding link automatically? We already have their start date. Why not do that? And before, I was thinking, well, we can't do that because we're waiting on these videos to be gathered. What if you don't have enough videos and you're the one who would decide if it's good enough? And it's like, people don't want to deal with that. They just want this to work, right? So by having those intro videos being the only video that we need, we now can do that. We can say on the start date or 2 days before the start date, send them their onboarding link because we're already going to have it. And then have like kind of a fail-safe in there to say, okay, don't send the link if you don't have at least 1 or 3 or whatever videos the user wants to choose from here. And then what does that do here? Once you add the teammates, now this whole thing gets much, much simpler. So I have this option here, send an email on the start date, or I'll send the links myself. So people who want to bundle this with other things that they're onboarding somebody may not want this automation. So, but I think most people will want that feature to just send the email, don't let me worry about it. So the people who are going to do it automatically, they skip this whole first stage. They're going to go straight into waiting because we're going to send the emails for them. So now the first stage is only the people who are going to manually send those links out so that they can send the link out. And the progress bar here has gotten so much simpler because now we just have one video we're waiting on. And you can see that who's recorded the video, we're down to 1 icon instead of 2. So that simplifies that a whole lot. And then in terms of actually recording these videos, it was going to this place where it was like, say hello to Debbie. Okay, say hello to Greg. Okay, say do your personal introduction. Okay, then do your team specific introduction. It's just like asking them all these things. So it simplifies that whole mess. And then when they come in from that, once they've done their one video now, because this whole process is so much simpler now when you add somebody, and it's also a one-time process, that once they come in, I feel like we can add them to some onboarding to basically get them to nudge their teammates. So I think now we have an opportunity to say, sales is doing a better job than you. Would you like to, nudge your teammates to try to get them to do their intros and really help us get to that participation level that we're looking for? And then the other thing was, okay, you know what? I actually don't have to drop that idea of sending those personalized intros. I think what I can do is say, hey, we're not going to interrupt you by default, but if you want to be a power user, you can make occasional personalized intros. Like somebody's going to come on and you're the kind of person who just wants to introduce yourself to almost everybody. Why not let people opt into that? And then it's kind of their choice to be that involved. So that gives people who are busy a nice way to just use the platform and be done with it. And it gives people who are more interested in being more personal, gives them that chance to do that. So this insight has simplified everything. I think it's given me a better way to sell this. It's making all these different pages and screens just that much tighter, and every single almost every single aspect of it got touched. So super happy about this insight, and now I'm feeling very confident about moving forward. The next thing that I have started on this week is I'm realizing that more and more this try it section is very, very cool, but and also the simplification here is going to be nice because we'll be able to remove some of this. I think what's really apparent to me is the sample video is going to be more important than people trying this. So I'm actually nervous that people, when they try this, since it's not a real thing, they may actually get the wrong end of the stick, and they may think, man, I sucked at this. Like, this isn't going to be cool. I think they need to see somebody else do it. So that made me rethink, I'm going to need professional actors to do these videos. I've tried to ask friends to do it, and I've done it myself and things like that. And it's just, the videos are not going to be what I need them to be to sell the product idea. And I'm actually really fortunate to have a best friend who's a screenwriter and an actor who's kind of synced into that world. She was able to help me get started on figuring out how to hire actors. I just need 3 30-second to 1-minute videos of people actually doing the intros for like 3 characters that I've created. So, and then I'll do all the video editing myself to get that up and running. So she's been great because she can help with that process. She knows casting directors who can maybe help me do this. So she's already given me a great intro so far. I'm really hoping that goes well. This has led me to a new kind of iteration of the homepage. First of all, kind of reframing the headline to put video intros in there. I think that's more important than the word personal. I've really accelerated this, kind of like made this more aggressive, this subtitle. And then I'm going to have these videos of people. These will be kind of silent videos playing in the background to kind of show you what people are doing. And then I'm ultimately going to make a demo video that includes those intros. But this has led me to also thinking, what is the main problem that's come out of these interviews? It's like, what does your new hire's first day look like right now? It's just tons of faces. It's tons of like calendar invites, Zoom meetings, Google Docs, Slack. All these people are coming at you, and you're trying to get your bearings. And the most important thing is, who are these people? Who's important to me? And that's what we're solving. So I want to put that problem front and center, and I think everybody can relate to this. Like, everybody started a new job and been kind of like, wow, there's so many people here, and then coming up with the solution, which is, this is the most efficient and personal way to get new hires up to speed. Like, everybody's been telling me they schedule all these meet and greets when they sign new people up to when people join their company, and this is going to either eliminate some of those meet and greets, or it's going to make them just a whole lot better because you're already going to have a frame of reference. So I started coding up the new change to the homepage because I want to get these ideas out to the real site as soon as I can. So here's what I got started so far. I got some stock photos for now, but eventually we're going to replace this with videos, and getting this built and refined. And I'm about halfway through, a little more than halfway through. So that's where I'm at right now. So that's the end for this week. I think this is a huge week because kind of finished with this feedback process, at least for now, and it is pretty much time to start building and planning out all the dev, which I'm super excited about. So very, very pumped. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next week.